What up, y'all? Welcome back. Man, today we're going to go ahead and get started with a competition half chicken trim. I did do a video with my buddy Bill Purvis and his trailer at the last cook-off in El Campo, Texas. But, man, I decided I'm going to do another one, put it on my YouTube, and, man, take my time a little bit. I did that one the speed that I usually do it at. So I'm going to slow it down, take my time, and, man, hopefully you like it. And let's jump right into it. All right, y'all, so we're going to go ahead and get started with this H-E-B natural chicken. Obviously got it from my local H-E-B. This one is a little bit bigger than what I usually like, but, man, that's what they had. So it's a 4.69. It's not too crazy. Man, I'm going to trim a lot of it off, so I ain't too worried about it. So let's go ahead and get this open. I always do it next to my sink so I could just drop this stuff in there. And again, I keep the packaging right next to me also so I can dump everything in there. So we're gonna get this dried up. All right, so we're gonna get this dried up and we're gonna start looking at it. I usually go for, man, if I put the chicken bones backside up, the left side is what I'm going for. That's what I like to turn in every single time. I'm going left side. I don't care. Man, if there's a tear, forgot to get that out. Man, if there's a tear, it's fine. Like, most of the time, man, it's not gonna bother me. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna find this wing, right? I'm gonna find the joint of the wing, and then I'm gonna take my knife, and I'm just gonna go straight down the backside, all the way down that wing. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my knife and start kind of peeling this skin back. Again, man, there's plenty of other videos out there, and this is just how I do it, and it works for me. So I get this skin peeled back to expose the whole backbone. I want to see the whole backbone. So once we're there, I'm going to take my shears and find the middle of the backbone and then go over just a hair. I mean, just right on the side of it. And then go ahead and cut all the way back. Trying to stay a little bit on that backbone. You see, I mean, I got just a bit of that backbone there. Most of it is on this side. Now, always take that fat off there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and find this wishbone here, and then I'm gonna make a little cut. I'm not gonna go all the way in because I'm gonna flip it and break it. So we're gonna flip and then just put your palms here and push down on it. Most of the time, it's gonna break on both sides. And if it doesn't, man, you can just hold the bone here and then push down on either side that it's not broken in, and it'll be fine. Now, remember, this is our good side. All right, this is what I'm keeping. This is what I want to protect. So on this side, I'm gonna grab my thumb here, pull the bone, to the left, and push down on this breast meat here. Once I get a little opening, I'm gonna go ahead with my finger, slide down just a bit, do the same thing on the other side, and I'm gonna stop right there. There's always gonna be this little line right here that I stop about there. Now what I do is I take my thumb here and my finger and I hold this bone. Then with this hand, I just break that. break that bone, separate them, flip it over, and man, for me, that bone just comes out easier that way, right? Now, once I do that, I finish running my finger all the way down. Again, I don't care about this side, but this side, I'm gonna try to slide my finger under there, and then I'm gonna pull from the bottom of that bone, and then I'm gonna pull it up. That leaves, for me, I feel like that's the easiest way to keep that membrane intact. You don't want to tear this membrane here, and if you do, and it's not gonna kill you, but I'd rather try to save it. Now we're gonna flip this chicken back over, and we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I'm gonna find the middle. I'm gonna stick my finger here, separate the skin from the meat, and then I'm gonna come over, almost halfway or a little bit more than halfway, and then I'm just gonna cut the skin here. All right, so I'm gonna clean this here, and I'm gonna fold this back over and try to just find the middle. Once we find our middle, we're gonna come in. You find the middle, you're gonna go over maybe a quarter, half an inch. I mean, it doesn't have to be much, just as long as the whole breast is out of your way, right? So we're gonna come over, take some out of the other side. I don't care. I'm not using that, and I'll probably make some garlic oil with this one or something. But I'm gonna take one of these paper plates and just get this out of my way. All right. So after this, I turn my chicken. I look at it. I got plenty of skin. I got everything I need here. So we're gonna go ahead, flip it back down, and I'm gonna take my index finger here and slide it right about there. Flip the skin over, right? So I'm holding this skin, and with my finger there, I'm gonna follow my finger and just kind of give that a little shape. So I took off, that much skin. And then do what you got to do here at the bottom. I like to remove all these liver and all that, whatever's here. Take that off. Now, you have this bone from the keel bone that we cut. I like to just snip it, and just so that it can lay flat. It's not much. Clean all this up. I don't go crazy on the bottom just because, and they're never going to get there. They're never going to get to the bottom of this chicken. The judges, when I say they, I'm talking about the judges. This is all competition. You could do this at home if you want, but I mean, this is mainly for competition, man. And in Texas, fully jointed half chickens is still a requirement of some of the sanctioning bodies. So, all right. Now I'm gonna flip this chicken back over, and I'm gonna try to find a pocket, any pocket that I can slide my fingers in there, and then I'm gonna pull this back while I'm trying to remove this skin here, this rubbery skin, man. That's never gonna render. That's gonna chew. So I like to remove that carefully, but you don't have to be super gentle. It's not gonna rip. Just pull it all back. You can start removing some of this skin here, this fat here. We're gonna do that. Remove just enough fat. I'm not gonna scrape the skin. I don't think you need to on a half chicken. But man, that's just me. I'm gonna flip this chicken back over and I'm gonna grab all the stuff that we peeled and I'm gonna cut it. Man, it's like you're giving it a haircut. I'm gonna cut that. This extra breast meat that we have from where we cheated over, man, also just kind of trim it off a little bit. I don't try to get it completely removed and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. You're never gonna know it's there once your chicken's cooked, you know. So, man, try to remove as much as you can. Just be careful with that other breast. We want to keep that completely sealed everywhere. So, pull this off. Boom. Now we're done with the bottom side. And I'm gonna take my napkin, paper towel, and dry this real quick. Alright, now we set it up. This skin here, I leave it, I just fold it in. This is the whole reason why we have so much skin, right? So we're gonna tuck it under and then slide this over a bit. So I'm gonna get all this skin here, stretch it out. This is the extra skin. We're gonna stretch it out, and then I'm gonna run my finger right under it, make a little crease, and then I'm not gonna tuck it all the way yet, but I'm just gonna do that. Now, following right the top here, I'm gonna start cutting and shaping around the breast and this little pocket here. That's my finishing point, right? So I start up here, boom, I'm trimming, I'm coming down, and I'm gonna finish right there. Get rid of that. Now I have enough skin that I can pull and tuck over. That way, man, I don't have to use a chicken pin. I don't have to use turkey pins. I don't use any pins or toothpicks or anything on my chicken. I'd simply just tuck the skin under on both sides, top side, and whenever the judge comes in anyway, they're gonna take their fork and knife and they're gonna do this. You know, they're not gonna they're not gonna ever get down to that extra skin, and if they do, man, it is what it is. Man, they deserve it. So that's pretty much what I do as far as the trim, right? So the last thing I do, I flip the chicken back over, grab the leg here with my thumb. I find the joint, and I'm gonna make a little incision right there. But I'm just gonna cut it, man. There's a vein running through there. That's where you're gonna get any blood or anything. It's gonna come out of there. And when I'm cooking it, like this is how it looks from the bottom. It's like, you know, you got that breast protected. That's what really matters to me. A lot of judges are not gonna go for the leg, man. Some do, and so you want to treat them all the same. But man, I want to protect that breast because that's the one that's vulnerable to, man, drying out and shit. So now, man, I just set it up however I want it. Really, if it was time to cook, I would take this, man, I hold it in my hand and start, you know, seasoning the sides and whatnot, and then I'll put it down how I want it and on the rack, and then however I set it up, man, that's how the chicken's gonna cook. So if your chicken's set up like that, man, that's how it's gonna cook. So you just need to adjust it, put it how you want it, and however you set it, man, once it hits that heat, that's how it's gonna cook. It's gonna stay. So, man, that's a chicken trim. Nothing crazy. Pretty easy, I think. You see the bottom, everything's tucked in. You know, that's kind of what I'm going for. And man, I will be cooking this chicken this weekend. So we'll see how it goes. All right, y'all, so that was it, man. That was my chicken trim. Very simple, very easy, very quick. Man, that takes me about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on, man, if I'm just concentrating on doing just that or if I'm watching TV or whatever. But that's going to take me about 5 to 7 minutes, and it's pretty easy. Man, it works out great. I've gotten great results with it. And again, man, if you don't like it, don't do it. Thanks for watching.